Hey, what's up everyone? Sanjay from Tech Perspec here to review the Sony LiveView smartwatch. So let's get down to it. Alright, so first off let me tell you that this is a buggy piece of hardware, and when it was first released it was near useless. Fortunately there has been some development that allows for a better user experience, but we'll talk about that later on. For now, let's talk about the device and what it does. So up front we have a 1.3 inch 128 by 128 OLED display, which is reasonably bright but quite difficult to make out in bright sunlight. The display is not a touchscreen, but we have 4 touch sensitive spots on each side of the display, which allows for navigating around the LiveView. There are also 2 buttons on the top of the device. The one on the left contains an LED notification light and is also the power button. The right button is the unlock and select button. At the bottom we have a micro USB charging port. In the box you get a strap with a strap and a clip to give you an option to either wear the LiveView as a watch or to just clip it onto your backpack or even your belt if you're into that kind of thing. The interface of the LiveView is very simple and entirely consists of a bunch of tiles that scroll in a loop. There are also several plugins that you can install through the Google Play Store, and these plugins can include things like music players and so on, but frankly I haven't had much use for anything else. But what can you do with the LiveView? For starters, it can display all your incoming calls and text messages. This can be very useful if you want to keep your phone in your backpack, or if you just don't want to pull your phone out all the time. You can choose to have RSS feeds to show up on the LiveView, which will periodically update through your phone. And in my opinion, the best feature is that you can control your music from your LiveView. The stock LiveView music plugin will most likely only work with the stock media player. So if you're running, if you have a Galaxy S3, the TouchWiz music player, or stock Android music player. But if you want to use a third-party media player like PowerAmp or Winamp, you can download a secondary music plugin from the Play Store. You can easily find out what song is playing in either one, or you can switch tracks and change the volume without having to touch your phone. So it is very convenient. Battery life is pretty good, with it lasting me around 3 to 4 days with a decent amount of use throughout the day. This is probably because the display is almost always off. If you want to check the time, or if you want to check what song is playing, you will need to wake it up by pressing either of the 2 buttons. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, it has a few drawbacks. The first batch of LiveViews were said to easily pop out of their clips too easily. Sony tried to fix this, but now it's almost impossible to remove it from their clips. I personally have to use a pocket knife to pry it out, and of course the micro USB port is inaccessible while the LiveView is in its wrist strap, which means having no choice but to pry it out every single time you need to charge it. So this makes it very inconvenient, unless if you do some sort of modification and make your own wrist strap. The LiveView is controlled by Sony's LiveView application, which can be found in the Google Play Store. Here you can manage your Twitter, Facebook accounts, and control what titles you see, you see. You can enable or disable your install plugins from within the app. Unfortunately, the connection to the LiveView depends heavily on this app, so if and when Android terminates this app from the background, the connection with the LiveView is lost. This is our biggest problem with the LiveView. The constant disconnections will drive anyone up the wall, and within days you will stop using it because it's that bad. So why would you buy it? Very recently, Sony released an update to the app which seemed to have bypassed this issue. This is well past overdue and leaves an unsightly permanent notification, but it does seem to fix the problem. If you want to be extra cautious though, you can download this app called LiveView Charm from the Google Play Store. This was available well before the update, so it single-handedly made the LiveView usable to us who had the LiveView before the update. And the best reason to own a LiveView is that it's cheap. You can find a brand new one on eBay for below $30 if you take long walks, or if you run or hike. The ability to check your messages and calls while being able to control your music, and to just for the simple things like being able to know what song's playing without having to pull your phone out. It is definitely well worth $30 or less. Unfortunately, you can't pick up phone calls or reply to text messages with it, so it only makes life a little bit more comfortable for you, and it solves a couple of first world problems. And that's all it does. So that's it for our review of the Sony LiveView. This has been Sanjay from Tech for Spec, and thanks for watching.